Welcome in, everybody. What's up? How y'all doing? Good to see y'all. We are live at the Glow Show. All right, we are gonna, yeah, that thing is just rocking. All right, we're gonna clean that out. There we go. Oops. That was a little bit of a mess up. All right, we got the pen. Pop that in there for now. There we are. That doesn't even show up. Oh my God, it's not even showing. Oh, got it stuck too. Uh-oh. There we go. That could have been a problem. What's up, Jenny? How are ya? John, how are ya? All right, let's kick on a little fire tonight. And there we go. All right, we're good. So first things first, I do have to get the flower from last night. I didn't like the stem that was on there, so I'm replacing it with another stem. I need to do that real quick before we do anything else so I can make it look really good. Right about there. What's up, Mike? How are you? Hi, Colleen. Dragonfly, hello. How are you? All right, so we're going to pull this off. There. You know, sometimes it's like the glass wants to crack, and then sometimes it just won't break, no matter how hard you try. All right, let's get this flower from last night reattached. I brought it out this morning, and I did not like the stem on it. It just seemed like it was going to be too fragile. So I brought it back out. I took the stem off, and we're going to replace that real quick. Plus, I'm going to work on the bottom just a tiny bit. We're going to kind of seal this guy up right here. Get it nice and smooth. There we are. We're looking good. Grab the rod here. We'll attach it. There we are. Yeah, I feel much better about this. The other one, I just didn't feel comfortable with it. Bayo, RW, thank you very much. Thank you for the jewels. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Red Squeak. Thank you, Dale. Appreciate it. Okay, and there it is from yesterday. We have that beautiful peace rose, and I feel a little better with that attachment. Yeah, actually it looks good. I just want it a little thicker. See, I hate doing this. I hate it when I'm this way. I'm like obsessed about making sure it's perfect. There we are. I absolutely obsess about making sure the glass is completely solid, perfect, and that there's not going to be any issues with it ever. It's a drawback of that trait. This is the rose right here. This is it, actually. We are right here. I'll bring it into the side camera. Oh, I forgot I got the side camera engaged now. There we are. Oh. Is that working? No. There. So this is the rose from last night. Isn't that pretty? Isn't she pretty? Yeah, that is what I call purdy. We can do one more of those tonight if y'all want to do it. You guys want to see another version of that? We can do another one. We'll use the glass that I actually hate. We'll use this white. This will be a good reason to do it. Actually, I got a big old chunk of white right here. We could definitely do it. We could go a little bigger. We can actually do a bigger version of that if y'all want. Yeah, we could do a big version of it. Bigger version. I got a little bit of that stuff left. Might as well use it up for something kind of creative. Right? We can do that. Yeah, we'll do a bigger version. Thank you, KCH. Everybody, thank you so much for the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. Very much appreciated. Just another trip around the moon for a few thousand times. David, you're giving $5,000 away? I don't believe you unless you send over a TikTok universe. I don't believe you. All right, here we go. Just in case I need this one. All right, we're good. Don't need that one right now. I think I readjusted my foot pedals wrong or something. A little weird. Thank you, Texas. Elizabeth. Mike, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. It is, like I said, just a couple trips more around the moon and the sun. We're all good. All right, so we're going to take... Oh, crap. How about we change the view back? There we go. That's better. Red Squeak, Coop's Granny, thank you very much for the birthday cake. I thought that was mighty appropriate for tonight. Fidel, thank you very much. Yeah, my hand's fine. Yeah, my hand's good. See, it's back to normal. Well, I'll show you afterwards. Although it might get red again. Yeah, everything's back to normal. That's what happens with it. It just kind of fluctuates and then it comes back to normal. All right, let's go. We're going to add in the white. And we're going to do that piece rose again. And we're going to bring it out. And we're going to start it off. So this one's going to be a little bit bigger version of that. So this has the taco. That's what I call the taco shape right there. Always reminds me of a taco. Thank you, Dragonfly. Leslie, thank you so much for the jewels. Thank you, Colleen. All right, let's get this thing started. So yeah, we got some bigger chunks of this white here. We can definitely go a little larger. That'll be happy too because it'll allow me more room to kind of get the fuming on there really beautiful. Okay, there we are. So about every third or fourth petal, we will show you the progress. About every third or fourth petal. And here we go. We got this. 2 more to go. Bring it right there. Carve it in. And we'll do one more, and I'll show you the progress. We'll go from there. Flour taco. Yeah, that's the very first one, is the, I call it the taco stage. It literally looks like a taco. And we're going to bring it down and attach. Carve it in. So very first stage is right there. You can see it just has a few petals on it. Not really looking like too much. Thank you, Groves. Brenda, thank you. Hello. Yep, this is 56. If I was a T-bird, I'd be worth a lot of money. All right, here we go. And we're going to go to the back end first. So we are making the peace rose right now. Now this is going to be the bigger version of the peace rose. Since we have a little bit bigger glass to work with. Going to bring it down and put 2 more petals on here. And right there, we're good. It's actually forming up really nice too. It's looking quite good. We gotta look at Tiffany. Thank you for the happy birthday. Thank you for the super chat. Big shout out to Tiffany. Rockhound, thank you for all the jewels. Mickey, yeah, I'm doing well. Thank you for the happy birthday. I appreciate it. And we're just kind of jamming around today. A little bit of fun. A little bit of fun for one more trip around the sun. Okay, where the heck did that go? Right there. All right, we're all melted in there. Lost my place for a second there. That's what I was saying. Sometimes you get caught up in these things and it's like, oops, where the heck was I? Thank you, Roseanne. All right, now we have a little bit of a better shape to it. A little bit of fun in the sun there. So this will be the peace rose. This will have the yellow and the pink fuming on it. And we should be able to get it looking very, very cool based on the fact we're going a little bigger. Allow me to fume a little bit more of a color variation on here. There we go. Smooth that out. So about every 3rd or 4th petal, I will bring it over. Oh, awesome. Happy birthday. This is 32 years. I don't know, Red Squeak. I didn't see a filter. Or I didn't see something. Might have got filtered. Be strange if you did, though. L to the B, thank you. How are you? And we're going to come over here. Pull this one down. Bring it in. So again, we're making another one of the peace rows. I'm doing really good out to the B. Appreciate it. And we're going bigger this time. I have bigger glass to work with, so we're going to go bigger. Okay, that rod is done for the moment. Okay, we are getting there. I got it. Gonna keep it warm. And now we have lots of petals running around. We're gonna go a little bigger on this. John, I think you're gonna enjoy them. I think you're gonna absolutely love them. All right, so we're gonna do 3 more petals in this size, then we're jumping up to the bigger size. And here we go. Two more petals before I show you kind of where we're at. So we are doing the Peace Rose, which is a yellow and pink combination. Thank you for the birthday wishes. And so the Peace Rose is yellow in the center, pinky on the outside. We're going to use precious metals for that. And the process is called fuming. Basically, we take those precious metals, the silver and the gold, and we vaporize it to literally a gas. And then we melt that into the glass. We let the vapors coat right onto the glass, and it creates colors. The silver creates a yellowish color, and gold creates pinky purple. A little awkward on the colors. Smoky or dwarf, thank you. Okay, we got one more to go. And then we're going to the bigger ones. Yeah, we're going to make these look fantastic. All right, we got that triangle spot. So we're going to go to the next stage, and we're going to go to the bigger petals. Before that, I do that, we're going to change over, and we're going to make it into the side view. So you get a little better view. The side view definitely has a different approach to it. It allows me, oh, there we go. So now you can see a little bit more up close and detailed here, what we're dealing with. So that's where we're at so far. Oh, we haven't begun to make this thing look awesome yet, but thank you. Yeah, we haven't begun the awesome stage. Wait till we start coloring it. All right, this is a big old chunk of that glass. I don't know why this got in here. But it is definitely a bigger chunk that I never planned on, but I'm glad I have right now. Like the white rose? Yeah, the white's really good by itself, but we're going to do the Peace Rose right now. Okay, so now we're doing the bigger petals, and again, these have the thicker edges on the outside. Have those little thicker edges. And again, that is for stability when I go to put these pedals in here. It's going to allow me to kind of melt them in there without them warping too bad. It's kind of like adding a little stable brace to it. There we are. So we got two more, and I'll show you where we're at, and then we'll go again. So every third or fourth pedal, I will bring it over and show you where we are progress-wise. It down. Definitely have to carve into this. So this little carving that I'm doing right here while I'm going through it, Alex Gamer, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate you. Lamp worker, been making beads for 26 years. Awesome. So yeah, when we're putting that in there, that pedal's kind of flopping around, and I mean literally flopping around. And I use the tool to kind of carve it in there while it is kind of floppy. And it gives me that opportunity to kind of give it a little bit more of an organic look to it, so it's not so stiff. We're going to come in and meld this in. Pushy, pushy. Push it way up there. All right, again, I'm going to go to side view. I think you have a better opportunity to see that. And again, Alex, thank you for the super chat. So we're going to come over to side view. One day I'll figure out that camera angle, how to get it in there. All right, so now you can see there's the gaps in between. See those big gaps where those pedals aren't right now? That's where we're shooting for next. We'll go in between there. So we're going to come back out, and we're going to shoot right in between those. What's up, Vincent? Alex, this is how I make my living. Correct. That is correct. Yep, it has been that way for a long time. You could do a very good living at this. But there are a few things that have to keep in mind. If you think you're going to come in and be a Picasso, like make whatever you want, whenever you want, no. That like 1 out of 20,000 people will get to do that. This is all about making several items and making them very well. You can do different variations of them, but making several items, making it very, very well, and making them over and over and over and over. So you pretty much have nightmares about them. Not really, but it's a cool living. I mean, every once in a while you get to come out and make some cool stuff. Thank you, Laura. Appreciate that. But yeah, you definitely have to be super disciplined. Yep, Boro. It looks more difficult than calculus. That depends on who you're talking to. My dyslexic butt would disagree with you. Calculus and me did not get along, nor did statistics. Oh my God. That was like the worst. Geometry, no problem. Geometry, I didn't even have to study anything. I literally just had it down. I never took a book home. I just kind of knew it. But calculus, trig, statistics, nope. was like, what do you mean the number doesn't exist? How could that be? My little brain could not process that. Jake, thank you. All right, one more petal here. I think, man, I don't know if we're going to go any bigger than this. I kind of want to go 3 more petals after this, but I also don't. Not quite sure. We're going to take a look at it. I'm kind of at that point where it's almost too big for the stem, but not quite. It's like maybe, maybe not. Okay, there we are. So I'm going to warm it up. We're just going to kind of give it a little heat session here. Keep it warm. What's the opaque rot? It is white. We're going to make a peace rose. All right, there we are. Now you can see we're getting, yeah, maybe we'll go 1 more set of petals. But we got that flower. See, right in between those gaps, I think I need to fill them. We're going to do it. Plus, I got a little rod left. Might as well. Yesterday was your 4-year anniversary? That's awesome. All right, so we're going to add 3 more petals and call this one done. But we're also going to add the coloring. So for the center color, it is going to be a yellowish that we're going to implore with silver fuming. And then the outer portion is going to get the gold treatment, which will give it a pinky color. And then after that, we're going to do a process called fuming with borax. And it is just that. It's borax laundry soap. And it's going to give the color a little bit more pizzazz. All right, 2 more to go. A little pizzazz. Type pizzazz in the chat, just for the hell of it. I can't spell it, so pizzazz would be... my dyslexic butt always gets pizzazz backwards. That and the word only. Of all the words in the world to get off, only is my troublesome word. It never looks correct. Okay, we definitely got to go there. I really hope I didn't just boo-boo this one. That would mean I'd have to add more petals than I want, but hey. I think we're okay. We'll just see. Thank you, everybody. Okay, we're going to heat it one last. I think I got right there. It should fill in that gap. It's a pretty distinguishable gap right there. And we should be good to go. Yeah, that's definitely staring me in the face right there. Yep, we're down the rabbit hole. I am seeing two big wide gaps right here. All right, got to put some petals on. I knew I was going to get stuck with this. You start going down and you see these gaps and gaps and gaps. At some point I got to stop though. Here we go. All right, one more to go. That's it. One more, and then I'm done. I don't care what it looks like. One more and we're done. I know where it needs to go, and we're going to make it happen right there. We're going right in between there. Hot. All right, that's it. No more. I'm not even looking. Not even looking at it. All right, let's add the little extensions down here. Warm this up. So this is just kind of a little warming stage right there. We're going to use clear though. I'm not going to use white on this. We're going to go completely clear on this to seal it up. Let that warm up. Two more to go. We're making the peace rose. This is the bigger version of the peace rose. And we're going to come over here and add it in. Two things that just stabilizes where that stem is attached to the actual rose head, the rosebud. So that's why I'm kind of extending those little extensions down there, kind of just building a little bit of a cage onto it, a wall, so that it has some stability. All right, one more to go, and then we're going to add the colors. Actually, I should do two more on here, but we'll see. Alex, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely going to show you for sure. Yeah, I'm just getting it to a stage right now where I'm adding a little bit. We're going to show you before coloring and then after it's completely done. And thank you for that super chat. 100% I'm going to show you. Yeah. Yeah, we can grab the dagger afterwards. Not a problem. Yeah, we're going to add one more little extension in here. There, I feel better about that. That means it's completely stable on the attachment. All right, so we're going to go to a side view. This is going to allow you to see the flower a little bit more clean, a little closer up, and I don't have to reach my big old arms across the flame. And here we go. So there is the flower version. Like that. It's definitely built up a little. All right, now we're going to do the coloring. There we are. So first one is silver. That's going to shoot into the middle. Silver is going to be our first color process here. And I got a little tiny chunk of silver right on the end of this rod. So last look before we start coloring it. No color to it other than the white. Give it a little bit of heat right there. There's my silver, and 3, 2, 1, boom. That is pretty. So we're going to open it up, heat it up a little. Bring it down. I'll show you on the side view again because we got much better detail there. So now you can see a little bit of yellowish in that front. We might have to go a little heavier. Yeah, we're going to go a little bit heavier. Actually, I'm going to leave it on side view for a second. I'll let you guys see it from this angle. And here we go. There we are. Now you can see that kind of a cool angle right there, right? So now you can see the coloring in there. And we're going to make the gold. So we're going to do the gold. You're going to see the outer portion kind of flare open with the gold. We're going to get that coloring on there right now. Got to change the flame chemistry here. Find our little bit of gold, which is right there. And we're going to start fuming the outer portion. You can see it magically take shape. Oh, got a few petals out there that didn't get the gold. All right. Let me warm it back up. Got to keep this thing constantly warmed or it's going to be a problem. So now you can see the pink on the sides. And we just colored it all up. All right, last step is we're going to be doing the, we're going to go back to front view for the moment. We're going to be doing the borax. So this is literally borax laundry soap. Literally is laundry soap. I'm going to move the pen. So this is the pen we did last night. This is the uranium glass pen. I don't know if y'all can see it glowing. That's the uranium pen. I got to park that off to the side. So we're going to add the borax on here. And here we go. Doesn't feel like that's all the way off. I thought so. All right, here we go. Borax. We're fuming it on. And this is going to change those colors again. And if I did it right, it's going to look magnifique. I don't know how to speak French. What's up, Daisy girl? And there we go. Side view. And this is what I was saying with that. Now we got those natural colors kind of bouncing through. We're going to use a little bit of light source on here. So just a total, complete chaos of beautiful color. And there we go. So last little polish of it. Really debating. I think the outside needs a little bit more gold. I really do. I'm going to add a little bit more gold. I think it needs a tiny bit more on the outer edge. I really, really, really do. So we're going to add a little bit of gold to the outside portion here. Yeah, like that. Let me vaporize it a little bit into there. Going to add the borax onto it one more time. Yeah, that's what I was looking for right there. There we go. We're going to bring it in. So that's the coloring I was looking for right there. All right, we're going to do the borax. So you're going to see how this color changes with a little, oh man, that's a big chunk of borax. Oh, too much, too much. So we're going to add it on there, just kind of vaporize it into it. Yep. That's exactly what I was wanting right there. More of that pink highlight like that. That's more of the peace rose right there. That's a little toasty. That's okay. But yeah, that is the peace rose right there. A little bit different. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the version of that, the way the coloring comes out. Thank you, Mike. There's my friend Mike, Golden State Throwers. You guys got to give Mike a follow on YouTube. That is one of my best friends right there. Thank you, Mike. He's the one I was saying coaches all the young Olympians. So Golden State Throwers right there in the chat on YouTube. Go give him a follow. I would appreciate it. What's a good starter kiln? If you can find a kiln that is used, anything. So if you can find a kiln on Marketplace that's used under $300, I would say that is your best starter kiln. Other than that, I like the brand that's called AIM, AIM. That's what I use. They're very affordable. So those are the ones that I use. But if you can find anything, even a small top loader, just to start with, that's your best bet. And if you can find it under $300, you're in great shape. A lot of people sell their kilns on Marketplace cheap because they don't want to move them. Or someone passed away and the family doesn't know what the heck to do with the big old clunky thing. Yep, fusing kind is just fine. As long as it has a controller that you can set. If it has one of the little controllers where you got to put the little cones in there that break, that like melt, no. Has to have either a digital controller or a manual controller. Not a cone type kiln. Thank you, Red Squeak. Thank you for following, Mike. Okay, so we got this fused in. Give it a second to cool off. What happened to the side view in the corner? I have it now in a big view. So I bounce between the two views now. Microwave kiln, I do not like them at all. Hey, Cruising, how are you? Yeah, I do not like microwave kilns at all. I don't really, I just don't think they're what, man, I just don't trust it. I really don't. All right, so yeah, this is the side view. So we now have it in a large form so you can see everything up close. If I have it up in the pop window, it's only small. Thank you, Cruising. All right, we're gonna knock out a quick hummingbird here because I need to do one. Need a little sweet tea. I earned it. There we go. Okay, gonna make the hummingbird. Ouch, what the hell? I think I got a piece of glass in there. We're gonna do the hummingbird. We're gonna do it out of red first. So this is the red right here. BDH, thank you for becoming a Spark. Thank you for the membership. So this is the red. Now red is very tricky in that it will go completely transparent for a little while, and then it will go to back to red. And someone asked about the dagger. The big marble? Nope, they're already off. Big marbles are already shipped. They are out the door. So this is the dagger. I don't remember who was asking about it, but this is my dragon dagger. I love this piece. We're going to do another one this year. Let me turn this down so I'm not wasting gas. We're going to do another one, but this time, instead of the claws coming off the side, we're going to do wings. We're going to park some wings off of it, and I'm going to add in the dragon spine this time to the back, not make it smooth. So yeah, we'll do the dragon spine, wings, and I'm definitely going to pop some uranium in there, uranium glass. So this is the matte side. This is the side if you don't want it super shiny. Then this is the shiny side. You can have it either way, like that. But I don't remember who asked about it, but I said I would bring it out, and I forgot. Forgot to do that. Okay, let's get the hummingbird done. Perfect. Did I make a dragon dagger around 2001? No. No, 2001, no, I did not. I did the full-size sword about 2001. I did the full sword. I think I was prototyping the dragon dagger about then. I would say the dragon dagger is circa 2003, 2004, somewhere in that range. But the full-size sword was done 2001. That may be what you're thinking of. So I have a 4-foot sword back there too. That one's a lot harder to get into the camera view. How do I feel when you make something that breaks? Like, I'm glad it broke on me instead of someone else. That's how I feel. And if it breaks on me, that means I didn't make it correctly. If it breaks while I'm handling it, then that means it was either had a flaw somewhere in it or the design is faulty. So that's how I feel about it. Okay, so we're getting a little bit of a round ball here. We're having a ball. Get it? What if it falls? Well, then that was my dumbass fault, right? If it falls because I dropped it, that's my dumbass fault. I need to be more careful. Okay, so we're going to bring it in and add in the frit. I mean, I don't have anybody to blame but myself. If it fell, I'm not going to get mad at the world, that's for sure. Thank you for the happy birthdays. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be buying a lathe. Game of Thrones? I'm not sure. I don't remember that, to be honest. You're talking Needler? The Game of Thrones one is the one she used was called Needle, I think. Needle. What's up, Eric? How you doing, Eric? There's one of my oldest friends right there, Eric Brown on TikTok. Erica and I have been friends since like 5th grade. I've known Eric a very long time. Good person right there. Good man. All right, here we go. And we're going to pull the little tail extension here. So this is my template for the tail right here. And what I mean by that is it gives me a good spot where now I know where to place the tail. Otherwise, it can go kind of curving a million different directions. And this way, I have it going exactly where I want it to go. Thank you, Daisy Girl. All right, so we're going to add the little simulated feathers here. When I do my hummingbirds, everything is done by hand. It's freehand. I don't use any tools. Nothing wrong with using a tool, but I like freehanding it. Makes me feel like I'm actually doing something. Thank you, Grandma. Appreciate it. And here we go. Ooh, she's getting hot. Damn it, that's hot. Getting a little hotter than normal right there. Caliente. Okay, so we got the tail all finished right there. Now you can tell that half that tail is red. The other half isn't. Watch. Watch the upper portion. Just keep your eye on it. Like magic. Ever made a tank? Nope. Nope, I have not made a tank. I wouldn't even attempt a tank because I wouldn't even know where to begin with that. I'm sure someone out there has. Karen, thank you. All right, here we go. Yeah, 39th. Yeah, I don't know what birthdays don't matter to me. I don't care about the years anymore. I just don't. They are what they are. Like I said, right now, if I was a T-Bird, I'd be worth a lot of money. If I was a Ford T-Bird. All right, so there we are. We got the body and the head built. We're going to add the little hook on here. Going to grab it right there. Pull an extension down. And tuck it in. And now we're doing good. So we got the little hook there. Doing good, Jojo. Thank you for asking. All right, let's add the rest of this red on here. So we're going to do the wings. There we go. Boom. Little loop right there, and last little bit for the wing. All right, watch the top portion of the wing up there. It's all transparent right now. And it will go back to red very quickly here. You'll see it in 3, 2, 1, and it starts transforming back to red. Like that. Everybody's good, Jojo. Thank you for asking. All right, we've got this last little bit to go. Smooth it out. And they're pretty well balanced. Got to make sure they're kind of even, you know, or they don't look all goofy. Then we're going to add in the beak. I don't have any. I'm going to have to grab some rods right here. Okay, we're going to grab it. Pull that extension down. I got to grab a little bit of a eyeball rod. for little tiny eyeballs. And here we go. Let's go to side view. And there we are. So now you can see the birdie. Purdy birdie. It's a purdy birdie. Yeah, this is the bird in a box. Correct. Okay, didn't want to break. Now I have to burn it off. All right, and that is the red bird. Oops, almost broke the rose. Almost broke the little rose. Thank you, chicken. Appreciate that. Okay, we're doing good. We're having a good night so far. I think everything's going well. Okay, I should get one more bird done. I should do it out of the green. I've got this one specific green I do it out of, and I happen to have it right here. This is awesome. My voice track is off? Well, it happens. It's technology. All right, we're going to melt this down and pull it off. Okay, we're going to save that. We're going to come back to it. And we're going to make the body for the bird and make it work. So we're going to do the green version. I love this one. This one is like one of my favorite combos. So we just have to melt enough into it. We're going to roll it into this stuff, which is the white glass called Frit, F-R-I-T. Everybody always asks if I recycle my glass, and the answer is yes. This is part of what recycling happens right here. Now, this one isn't recycled, but it's very similar to how you recycle it. Turn it little tiny chunks. Little tiny chunks. Thank you, John. Appreciate you looking out for me. All right, so here we go. We're going to roll it into the Frit. So the Frit allows me to color it without completely encasing the whole thing in color. So it still has that white, clear transparency through it, along with color. And I think it's the best of both worlds. Should I show, it's my birthday. Should I show everybody my self-portrait? Should I do the self-portrait and show everybody? Do you guys want to see my, if you haven't seen my self-portrait and you want to see it, type 1 in the chat. So it's my birthday, and this is a self-portrait when I was very young, so it'll be a little difficult to recognize. But yeah, you'll see some resemblance. Yeah, if you haven't seen it before, just type 1 in the chat, and I'll show you my self-portrait. So I had to make it out of glass. Someone bet me that I couldn't make a self-portrait out of glass, and I said I definitely could. So it was a challenge accepted. And so, yeah, I made a self-portrait. And I won the bet. I don't know if anybody knows that. This was a piece that was bet that I couldn't make. All right, let me pull this down real quick, and I will grab the self-portrait. Yeah, someone had bet me that I couldn't make a self-portrait. I was like, yes, I can. Okay. My watch just told me, yes, you can. I'm not kidding. My watch just told me, yes, I can. That's funny as hell. All right, so this is my self-portrait. Oh, I got to find it. Hold on. There it is. I'm going to move this here because I'm going to use that later. So this is me when I was very, very young. I was a lot skinnier, but you'll recognize it. Same hairstyle, same everything. And there I am. I told you I was really skinny, and I had a super sense of direction. But yeah, there that. See? Looks just like me, right? Happy birthday to me. But yeah, that is me, very young. Now I need Mountain Dew. Yeah, I had a good sense of direction back then, too. Didn't even need Google Maps. I knew exactly where to go. Didn't even need Google Maps. I knew exactly where to go. All right, let's go. All right, let's do this. There we are. All right, this is my favorite color for the humming. One of my favorites. The other one's tanzanite. The other one is tanzanite. But this one is a close version of that. Okay, here we go. Thank you for indulging my sense of humor. All right, here we go. Half a tail done. Yeah, we're doing a hummingbird. I've got a few hummingbirds on order and a few other items on order. So we are making a few right now. I think John has some of the orders. I don't know if John's still here. All right, there we are. Mellowing that out. Beautiful little tail. Happy little tail. The hummingbirds are on fieryguide.com. Thefieryguide.com. I don't remember offhand. I can't remember every single price, to be honest. It is so hard to remember everything. When you have like 300 items in your arsenal, it's a little difficult. Really? I don't have any shorter versions? Yeah, you'll have to work. So a little extension down there. And then we're going to melt off for the head. Just like that. You guys want me to do a side view for a little bit after I get the hook on for the wings? We could do that. Thank you for the birthday wishes. We could change to the side view for a little bit. Little different view of the wings. Okay, we got a nice little hook going. I do gotta round it out a little. It's a little funky. There. Now it's not so funky. All right, so we're gonna go to a side view for the wings. We're gonna change it right here. Get a different perspective of what's going on. We're just gonna do it for one wing. And we're looking good. Melt that in. There we are. Wing number 1 completed. Look at that color, though. Isn't that pretty? I think it's pretty. Pretty. Then come through and just start tacking these guys down. And one more little bit. Smooth that out. Got to bend that just a little bit. And now we got both wings all balanced out. Yes, I have done teal hummingbirds for sure. I look like Gordon Ramsay? No, I could do Gordon Ramsay. I could do my Gordon Ramsay impression, but I'd probably get kicked off YouTube. All right, here we go. And TikTok. They'd be like, oh, hell no. Nope. Honestly, I think I look more like Denzel, but that's my opinion. I think I got that Denzel vibe going. All right, little eyeballs. Honestly, for a second there, I kind of got a little bit of cross-threaded with my eyes there. That was weird. Like I lost my depth perception for a second. But there we go. There is the bird. Then we grip it and, oh, it's not going to rip. Of course, it's not going to cooperate. Okay, gotta put that in the kiln, the oven. All right, quick drink here. Man, I'm making a mess here. I'm making a complete mess. Okay, so next, I'm gonna look at my list. Interesting. So I got to do a hummingbird with a flower and a couple other things. But hummingbird with flower might be kind of cool. Get done. We should do it out of gold. I don't want to do gold and silver fume on it. Let's see if I have any blue here. We've got blue, green, and caramel. Yeah, let's do a hummingbird with flower. Tiffany, well, get some sleep. I'll be here all day tomorrow, too. Go get some sleep. It's all good. Okay, so we're going to make a hummingbird that sits in a little flower hanging. And we're going to do the flower out of cobalt and butterscotch. And we'll probably do some green for the bird. Should be a good combo. Let me grab some glass here. Let's do it. Give the troll a 2. Did the troll get a bad? Oh yeah, that's a bad troll. Bad troll. That giving a 2 is a high rating on that one. Okay, so we're going to add in the, do I do Siberian Huskies? I have never done one of those. No, I have not done a Siberian Husky. Here we go. We got blue. So we're going to make a little flower out of this. And we're going to make a flower out of solid glass. It's kind of a cool process. We're going to do the taffy pull. This is the taffy pull. It reminds me of like pulling taffy from candy. Little ooey gooey. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to envision it right now. Okay, we're going to add more blue. Had an inch and a half right there. This is 32 years. 32 years. That is my radio voice. Welcome to 101 The Glow. All right, let's go. little bit more. And then we're going to do something really fun with it. Like that radio voice? I don't know if it works. I don't know what my voice sounds like. I don't know what it sounds like when we're doing the radio voice. I just don't know. I never listen to myself. We got the little lab mic under my chin here. So it allows me to get a little bit closer to it. All right, last little bit. Gonna twist it up a little. Then we got oh my God. We're not doing green for the bird. We are not doing green for the bird. We are doing amber purple. Okay, so we got some cobalt here mixed in. I'm going to grab a little bit of the shimmer color. It's called electrum. It's kind of like a liquid metal. Okay, it's this kind of silvery kind of stuff that wants to fly all over the place at me. Oh, we've done red roses for sure. Definitely done a few red roses. Okay, there we are. We got a little bit on there. Gonna burn it off. And if I am lucky, I am. We happen to have a drill handy. Don't try this at home, kids. I am a trained professional. Here we go. So if you've never seen glass drill mix before, get ready. Have you ever done poppies for Remembrance Day? Nope. I have never done that. I need to extend this. Sorry, 1 second. I got to put this on a longer grass rod. I'm going to burn my precious little hand here. You a little longer? Oh, you're going to be perfect right there. All right, I just need a little longer rod here because it's going to get hot. All right, there we go. All right, I can't wait to do this. We're going to mix all this color up with a drill. Don't really care what it looks like because I'm just going to mix it up anyway. There we go. All right, you guys all ready? Give it a second. I'm going to grab a quick drink here. Need a little power by Mountain Dew. Cheers to y'all. And here we go. And do I have a treat for all of you? Y'all ready for this? Here we go. This is a little treat. I like that. A little close-up view of what's going on. This DeWalt drill is just like a Timex. Takes a lick and keeps on ticking. It's just like my Timex watches from back in the day. Takes a lick and keeps on ticking. Some of you are too damn young to know that. Okay. Stephen Page, you're paying 5 people to message you? I don't believe you. You got to send if you want me to believe you, you need to send a TikTok universe over. And then I'll believe you. Until then, you're a liar. All right, here we go. It's funny, you can see those even after you delete it, right? I know. All right, here we go. I know, right, Red Squeak? Okay, so we're going to take this and we're going to turn it into a flower. So first things first, we got to detach it from the larger rod up here. So we're going to separate it here, but we got all that color really mixed in, super awesome. Thank you for the jewels, Ashley. Perman Mama. That's a long name. Mermaid Mama. What's happening? Now that's a name I could get behind. Mermaid Mama. We like mermaids. I should make a mermaid. I haven't done that in like a long time. It has been a long time since I've done a mermaid. That might be kind of fun. Not doing it tonight, but something to put on the agenda. It's Amanda. You changed your name? All right, Amanda. Thank you for letting me know. Well, I'm going to call you Mermaid Mama because I love that name. Mermaid Mama. I could even do that in my radio voice. Mermaid Mama is in the house. Welcome in. Okay, so this is why I like this side view that we're about to show you. Thank you very much. What about the sword? What about it? I'm going to show you what this color looks like. And because of the side view, we're going to get it looking good. I'm practicing to be a radio DJ. I want to take over for Wolfman Jack. Wolfman Jack, Bob Ross, two of my heroes. If you've never heard of Wolfman Jack, you are missing out. All right, here we go. Look at that. Did I promise you a beautiful ass color? Isn't that pretty? Tell me that is just not freaking gorgeous. And we made that color together. All of you made that with me. So you guys helped create that. Okay, next step, we're going to add caramel to it. We're going to spin it up and we're going to integrate caramel in there to a certain pattern. And it's going to make it look kind of cool, to be honest. It's got a little bit more organic look to it. Is this a plug? No, no, definitely not. Not your fantasy piece of glass. Sorry. All right, here we go. So we're going to spin this around. All the way. Actually, this is starting to get into a Mr. Potato Head shape. Technically, I could make this into a Mr. Potato Head. It really pretty much is. That's another one of my things this year. I don't want to make it to sell it, but I really want to make a Mr. Potato Head. Just because I can. It does look kind of volcanic blue, right? That's what I'm saying. All right, so we're going to bring it out, and I'm going to show you the spiral through the side view. I definitely need to hook this side view up to a foot pedal or a hotkey. There we are. So now we got all the color bouncing through there. It's nice being able to see up close, right? That's what I was saying earlier. So now you can see the two colors kind of messing around in there. And the good news is I just got a third camera. I just got a third camera in. Oxygen and propane. All right, so we're going to stripe this down. This part's kind of cool. This is called a wrap and rake, like you're raking the leaves, not the other type of word. I said that once and someone's like, oh my God, you said, I was like, rake, like raking leaves, not something else. Now I have to be really careful when I say it. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Thank you. All right, here we go. So we're going to stripe this down. This is a very, very common technique in this type of glass, the Borosilicate. But it's still an awesome technique. A little bit more. Okay, I got to do one more stripe here, but it's starting to bend on me. Thank you for the rose, Scooby. Appreciate it. All right, here we go. One more little stripe here. Got to get it right. Good night, John. Thank you for everything. Have a good night. Thank you. Appreciate you, John. There we go. All right, coming back to side view again. So now you can see all those colors kind of, well, it's red as hell right now. It's definitely red. But now you can see that patterning going on. Weird, right? Look. Magic. That's magic. Magical. Okay, so next step is we're going to put a punty up here. We're going to pull it down a little bit, twist it up. And this is where we start shaping it into an actual flower pattern. Time to go to glassblowing school here. We're going to go to school. Speaking of which, does anybody know anything about the platform school, SKOOL? Seriously? I'm looking into it. I was thinking about doing a few courses on glass and like not just glass blowing, but how to survive as a glass blower from, 32 years. Can I do rondelles with this? Yes. All right, so we're going to pull this down. Use it for 3D printing. Do you like it? All right, we're going to spin this up a little. Because I think it'd be a cool platform for like even how to get started glass blowing. Some basic techniques of what to do. Like for your beginner projects, which items I would make as a beginner. And things like that. Yeah. And what being in this business is actually like, is it a lot of fun? Yes. Is it a ton of work? Hell yes. It is not easy. But the trade-off is worth it. It's definitely a trade-off there in this career. And I do think it's worth it. So. All right, so we're going to come to a side view. All right, I'm going to definitely look into it then. It's not like I need more on my plate, but hey, why not? Troll gets -10. I love it. I love it when you guys troll the trolls. You guys are amazing. Troll the trolls. Go get them. Get them. You got it. Look at that. So now we changed up that color pattern. See how we just spun it around? All right, let's move the borax. Gonna bring this up here. I'm gonna smash it in the front so you guys get a better view. We're gonna squishy. This is called the squishy. Yeah, I guess I could, if I started the school program, I could name everything the way I want to name it. squishies, mushies, rip and pull. All right, here we go. So we're going to smash it down into kind of like a disc. Going to bring it over here. Give it that nice, satisfying little push. Look at that. Now you can say, "You're a wizard, Harry." Now you got a Harry Potter wizard hat. There we go. So yeah, now we got the disc, okay? We're doing a little, I guess I am doing a tutorial right now. I wasn't planning on it, but we might as well. We're halfway through a tutorial. Okay, so there we are with the flat disc. Sideways. Looks like a damn wizard hat though, right? Could be. Could be a wizard hat. And then we're going to bring that in. Look at that. So see that? Tell me that's not beautiful. Little side benefit right there. So you miss all that without the side view. See, when I just do this, you don't get that really good look to it right there. All right, so we're going to superheat this, and we're going to use needle nose pliers. And the needle nose pliers are going to start shaping the flower. Okay, that's our goal. We want to shape the flower. It's just the beginning form of it. So these are just regular needle nose pliers, okay? Nothing special. They just, you can go to Walmart and get them. I don't care. They're not super expensive. In fact, you burn them up, so just get cheapies. Now we're going to come through and just squish. You know what? This might have to be a double hummingbird flower. This is a big flower. Okay, we got to put that in the water, cool it off. Yeah, we're going to go back to side view for a moment. Oh, look at that. Ooh, look at that side view. Almost looks like candy. Okay, there we are. So now we got all those indents in there, right? So next step, we got to kind of curve it up a little. I learned this from my mother, Fiery Mom. Fiery Mom taught me this. Speaking of which, Dragonfly, talked to Fiery Mom. She said she would be happy to send you some type of certificate of authenticity for your clown. She'll write you a little note. Okay, we got to cool that off. Side view again. Every time I say side view, I don't know why. I think it sounds naughty. I do. I don't know why. All right, so we're starting to get a flower version to it. We're not close to being done yet, but now you can see the inside of that flower. Oh, there we go. This is why I do those patterns to it. I'm going to leave it on side view for this pool. I think this is going to be helpful for you to see it this way. And we do have the didymium filter on the side view. That's why it looks a little different right now. The flame isn't quite as bright. Okay, we're going to preheat this. And we're going to really preheat it right back here. Now, this could be a single hummingbird. We'll just make it a little bigger. All right, let's go back to normal view. So now we got kind of like a little flowery shape going on. Now we just have to go through and we're going to carve into this. Going to use a little graphite pencil here. We're going to heat it up, and everywhere we put those needle nose pliers in a certain section, we're going to heat it up and give it a little bend. Like that. Like that. Like that. Like that. Like that. And back to side. So now we got kind of like that flower going on like that. See? Isn't that pretty? Bring it out, again, lighting it. You can start to see all the coloring coming out. All right, next stop on the train station here is we got to pull it to a vine. After that, we're going to make a hummingbird to pop on this thing. I'm debating on doing it a dual, like a hummingbird up here and a little one up in the front. I don't know yet. Might be kind of cool. Hello, Amy. How are you? Okay. Next stop, we're going to heat this up just a minute. It's not much going to happen in the next few seconds, so take a break if you need to. Christmas was absolutely fantastic. I ate all of Santa's cookies, so I got on the naughty list, right where I wanted to be. Ate all of Santa's cookies, got on the naughty list. I'm a happy camper. All right, so we got to do what's called a fold. Going to bring it out. We're going to fold it once. I'm going to definitely do it twice here just to get it right. Let's go one more time. There we are. So we're going to bring it down. Oh man, this is going to be one epic. Cool. All right, we got a vine running off there. So that vine's going to stick right there. And we're going to detach the bigger rod up top so I can start adding the birds. I think I am going to do a dual bird on here. We're going to do two. I've not done two this way, but we're going to do two. We're going to do a bigger hummingbird and a baby bird. Do a big one and a little one. We'll call it Mr. Rourke and Tattoo. If you know what that's from, you and I can definitely be friends. Mr. Rourke and Tattoo. If you know who that is, we are definitely friends. All right, so there we go. That plane, that's right. This piece is available. That plane, that's right, Fantasy Island. Cheers to the Fantasy Island. Mountain Dew for the win. I'm not even paid by Mountain Dew, but hey. All right, so this is going to be a dual hummingbird on here. I've never done it this way, so be a little patient with me on it. We're going to have to make a bigger bird and a smaller one. And I think we're going to do the birds out of cobalt. I think it'll be the most stable color to kind of work. You know, the body out of clear and the wings and everything out of cobalt. I think it'll be a really good color combo, or we can do the caramel. But I just think cobalt's going to be way better. I really, truly do. Okay. I know, the plane. I love that show. I liked Fantasy Island. I thought that was the coolest freaking show. But my favorite character wasn't Tattoo. My favorite character was Mr. Rourke. I always thought he was like suave. Mr. Rourke was like suave. He was Rico Suave before Rico Suave was Rico Suave. Okay. You should be good. Debonair. That's right. You wanted to live there? Yeah, that would have been cool, actually. I have to... Corinthian leather. That's right. And we can't forget his most epic role. Best role Ricardo Montalban ever played. Khan. Star Trek. Oh my God, I almost committed a foul. Khan in Star Trek. That was Ricardo Montalban's best role ever. All right, let's make this big old bird. Yeah, that was a great movie, too. The only thing that would have made it better, so I thought about it, with AI and everything, the only thing that would make that Star Trek, the Wrath of Khan, better. Y'all ready for it? Just wait. I know I almost lost my Starfleet card. Just wait. You ready for it? Here's my take on what would have made it better. Y'all are gonna laugh your ass off. They should have had Tattoo as a Vulcan. They should have brought Tattoo in as a Vulcan. That would have been freaking hilarious. Tattoo as a Vulcan would have been so freaking funny. Okay, so we got a nice little body size going here. So we're making the first bird is going to be the bigger one. And then we'll make the small one after. Didn't he pass away? He passed away. He was still alive, I think, at Wrath of Khan, though. I think he was still around. He was a wild man. I love Knock Knock. I like dad jokes. Dad jokes are hella funny. As long as they're clean, you are welcome to say dad jokes on here every once. Don't spam it. But dad jokes are always welcome on here. Because they're clean. They're fun. All right, here we go. We're going to pull for the tail. Okay, so this is the body. Live long, my little friend. That's right. All right, so we got that little starter point for the tail. We're going to grab the cobalt and we're going to start making the bird. I'm debating whether if we get really ambitious, we can fume the cobalt on the bird. I don't know. We'll have to see how it looks. Depends on how ambitious we get. You know me, I'm a fly by the seat of my pants. That is funny. Put a little boogie in it. That is hilarious. Live in Colorado, some of you guys we got here is pretty, especially the orange guys. Yeah, I like the orange ones. Like I said, one of the biggest accounts I had when I was kind of still in a newbie stage, if you will, was I made hummingbirds for a shop in Estes Park called Glassblowers of Estes Park. And then there was one in Manitou Springs. It was family owned. So there was one in Estes Park, one in Manitou Springs. And I can't tell you how many thousands of hummingbirds I would send there. I had a standing order for as many hummingbirds as I could make for 4 months. Literally as fast and as many as I could make. I got a little sick of making hummingbirds for a while, but hey, that was the game. Yeah, the sync might be off. Audio might be off from the... You could always go to YouTube. It's clean over there. Oh, I could do Yoda. All right, so we got this part done. We're going to burn it off for the head. And here we go. So this one has to be incredibly stable because of the weight that's going to be put on this bird. The amount of weight that's going to be added to this and how much it's going to have to hold up is going to be crazy. So we got to make sure the hook is very strong and the whole rest of the bird is good. So this hook is going to be incredibly thick. There we are. And we are on there. We just got to lock it in place. And there we are. Okay, time for wings. Oh, got to straighten that out. All right, now we're good. So we're going to be adding the wings. One layer at a time. There we are. So now we got a nice little wing there. And we're going to go to the second one. A little bit at a time. I like making the wings with what I call freehand. So we don't use any molds or tools for this process. There's absolutely nothing wrong with using them, but I personally like the look of it doing it this way. But if you're just starting out, the skill level may not be there in order to make these wings. So sometimes tools are necessary if you want to do a full sculpture. And that's why I said nothing's wrong with that. And there we are. Good night, cruising. Good to see ya. Melissa, you doing okay? There we go. Let's put on the little beak. All right, got to redo that. That was not pulling even. I have to say that is one of the super benefits to working with this type of glass. When something doesn't go right, you do have the opportunity to go in and fix it up. So you can go in, take it apart, reapply it. All right, so we got wing number 1 all set. We'll do a side view for it. Nope, this is Memorex. We are not live. We are Memorex. Here we are. So there is cobalt bird number 1. So we're going to make a small version of this guy here in a second. So we're going to do a baby one. I'm doing good tonight, Jingles. How the heck are ya? Yeah, whoever's taking off, you have a good night. All right, so we're going to make a baby bird out of blue, and then we're going to assemble that onto the flower piece. I agree. I like the cobalt wings. I think it was a good choice. I think it was a smart choice. All right, we got to do a small version, though. Baby bird. This part sucks. I don't like doing super small. There's a happy medium, and that's where my comfort zone is. Not gigantic, not super small. Just right. Just like porridge. I got involved in this because of my mother. She started when I was 2 years old and pretty much grew up with it after that. So yeah, I grew up with this. What a great thing, right? I've definitely done bees. Yeah, there are a few bees I've done. In fact, I got a cool bee. It's kind of a comical bee, but it's still a bee. So this is the uranium glass bee, okay? Like I said, it's kind of a comical bee. I'm going to show you why, though. But you can still see it, right? You guys got that? Okay, we're going to turn it right there. Look at that bee glow. So that is uranium glass bee. And it fits into a honeybee container. Where is my honeybee container? Oh, it's way up there. Fits in a honeybee pot. Like a honey... You know what I'm talking about. I have not done a hippo. But I think I could do a hippo. I think I could definitely do a hippo. Hungry, hungry hippo, too. All right, let's do it. Let's get it. Let's get it. The only animal I will say I don't do is a horse, which also eliminates unicorns and Pegasus. Although, if someone ever sent me a horse, I could definitely turn it to a Pegasus. I could definitely make it into one. My wings would be awesome. Oh. Damn it. That was a bug. All right, here we go. So we're going to give it a little pull. Sound effects are free. I'm actually going to go side view. A lot of people don't see this. So there is the little guy right there. So this is what I was saying with my guideline for my tail. Okay, this just gives me a good starter point where I need to be. And here we go. Tail section number 1 done. Woo! Man, we are rocking between TikTok and YouTube. We got like 700 people on or so. We're doing good. We got some good people rocking in here tonight. All right, there we are. Oh, I'll do the side view in a minute. So this is the baby bird we're going to pop onto the flower sculpture. So we got the big one, and then we got the baby one. Now, luckily, this one doesn't need a hook. Apparently, my watch is talking to me again. Want to have some fun with it? Hey, Siri, are you sexy? Oh, my God. I have a little fun with my AIs every once in a while. Here we go. And we're going to bring it down. And we're going to create the wings right now. So we're going to just come through a little bit here. Yeah, I definitely don't like making small. Not my favorite. One more here. All right. Oh, you guys want to see my self-portrait again? Yeah, we could. So if you haven't seen my self-portrait that I did, you can type 1 in the chat if you want to see a self-portrait that I did of myself. It's not super awesome, but it's a cool little self-portrait. Someone bet me that I couldn't make a self-portrait of myself, and I said I could. And so I took the challenge, and I won the challenge. But I kept the self-portrait, obviously. So if you guys want to see it, type 1 in the chat, and I will show you a self-portrait I did of myself. And we'll bring it out right after I finish this bird here. And there, one more little bit for the wings. Bring it out. God, I'm just going to be known for my self-portrait. Nobody's going to want to buy my self-portrait, and it'll be like the one thing I get known for on here. All right, 2 seconds here. Let me put some eyeballs on, and I'll bring it right out. Ooh, too much. There we go. All right, so we got bird number 1 done. All right, let's go for it. We're going to bring out the self-portrait, and then I'm going to assemble this piece together. Man, I got to set that in there very carefully. Don't like that. All right. So you have to keep in mind this is when I was very young, and so you'll see the resemblance, but yeah, I'll just show it to you. I was a lot skinnier, a lot faster, had a good sense of direction, but there I am at a very young age. The hair was the same. I still had the same hair, but yeah, that's me, very skinny. This was before Google Maps. I knew exactly where I was going. Yeah, that's me. And that is my self-portrait. I won. There we go. See? We're good. I told you all, it is a self-portrait. Told you. All right. Sorry, my sense of humor can be a little off at times, but hey. All right, let's assemble this piece we've been working on and see how it looks. I've not done the double this way, but we're going to do it. Now I got to get it out of my kiln. Don't fall. Okay, so this is the little flower we did for it. So this was sculpted out of solid glass. We pulled it into a little flower shape. We're going to add bird number 1 on here. Man, this is uncomfortable. Crap. We're definitely going to have to go sideways on it. A little heated right there. Keep heating that beak, it's going to melt. There we are. Pull that off. So we'll bring it out and we'll go side view. You can see where we got the little bird on there now. And we're going to come over and we're going to add the second one. Just going to warm the whole thing up. Bayo, thank you so much for those memberships. Thank you, Bayo. Made my birthday. Thank you. All right, let's do the last part. Let's fuse it on. So I'm going to curve it just a little bit to match the other bird. We're going to go to the opposite side a little bit. You definitely got to get both parts ooey gooey. If you do not get both parts ooey gooey, it will most definitely crack. Most importantly, it will be pretty sucky for durability. Yeah, we're good. Still wiggling. Oh, definitely doesn't want to break off. Normally that just breaks, but hey, it is what it is. That little tiny bit right there. She's looking beautiful. Let's warm it up. Oh, that did not sound good. I'm not seeing any cracks. All right. Bring it down to the side view again so y'all can see a little bit better right there. So that'll hang by that bigger bird right there. I can't really hold it straight up and down. Anyway, there is that. We're going to use the flashlight on it. You can definitely see the colors popping through like that. Little magical reveal, right? That's what I'm saying. The lights just don't show it. See? Watch. Beautiful. Cool. Beautiful. Nova, welcome to the Sparks. Much appreciated. Welcome into the membership on YouTube. Appreciate it, Nova. So I want to recap a little bit tonight. We did the Fire and Ice flower. This one, if you missed it, you can come back and see the replay. This is the Fire and Ice rose. By far, one of my favorite color combos. I did not come up with this color. Fiery Mom did. But yeah, there is the fire, not the Fire and Ice, the Peace Rose, damn it. Yeah, it's the Peace Rose, not the Fire and Ice. Why the hell am I saying that? There we are. So that is all gold fume and silver fume added in there. I just think it looks beautiful. And then we made a small version of it right here. So this is the smaller version, and it will fit into this vase that we have up here. It is going to go in this guy, just a tiny little bud vase like that. Yeah, I definitely got to do Fire and Ice tomorrow, probably. So yeah, that'll fit into that guy right there, which is kind of cool. I definitely like that. No, that's actually not too hard to make. They have specific pattern to it. So as you're making the roses, they have a specific pattern, and you just have to memorize that pattern. Yeah, the color on the small one is same thing, gold and silver. So gold created that pink color and silver created that yellowish color. And then we got some uranium here. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with this. We got this little fuzz nugget of uranium here. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with that. You guys have any ideas what we should do with this thing? I don't know. What do you think? I don't know yet. I'll tell you what, leave it in the comments after this this post on YouTube. Leave it. We'll turn it into, let's see how creative you guys can get. We'll turn it into something. I just hate throwing that uranium away. Oh, an arrowhead would be kick butt. Yeah, we could do well, I like the jellyfish. Let me bring the jellyfish out. Let me move my black light because it's definitely going to show this better. All right, let's get the jellyfish out. I think my black light's dying. If I were a jellyfish, oh, I would be way back here. Oh, you know what we're going to do? I already know what we're going to do for a short time here. So this is my jelly right here. Let's park it right there. I love that piece. So this is, look at the coloring up at the top. So it's got that iridized, let me bring that right there. There. So that, I love that piece. And then watch. Then it's got the uranium super glow. I like this though. Look at it with the laser. I'm going to try and do a little video with that. I think this black light works better though. Yeah, I think this black light's a little better. Believe it or not, it's a cheap ass black light too. Huh. Odd. But I think we'll do a little mini mushroom. Remember we did this the other day? I don't know if y'all remember when we did this. I don't even have a tool that'll fit it. Do I? Hold on one second. I got to see if I have a hook even. Do I have a hook? Nope, not there. Yeah, there. We'll park this guy up here. So remember this when we did that? Little uranium mushroom with the Lucy bottom. So it's got the pink glow on the bottom and the Lucy top. Well, let's do one of those real quick. I want to maybe make a couple of these. We'll park it right there. You can see that pink coming through. Oh, let's turn it sideways. You can see the pink and then the uranium. So pink, uranium, pink, uranium. Let me find the Lucy. I don't think I have any on my bench. Nope. No Lucy on the bench. Oh, I got a little tiny piece right here. So this is the Lucy right here. This is that pinky color right there. Super intense. We're going to use that. We're going to create a little tiny mushroom bubble. The Blacklight Special. Except we are going to change. Damn chair. Stop. Move. Time for new wheels. If I were... Oh, here. So we're going to change up the design just a little bit. So this one has the Lucy and the uranium separating it. But one of the things I noticed is if I separate the cap by a little bit of white, I think I could get a little brighter combination in there, like separation. Yeah, I could do a 4-leaf clover. Like I said, put it in the comments after the video's posted, and I will take a look at everything and we'll see what we can do. And right there. So I think that I've explained why this color is called Lucy. It is from Lucille Ball, because Lucille Ball was a redhead. Get it? Lucille Ball, Lucy. By that respect, though, they should have named the sparkle black. They should have named it Vader. All right, let's turn Lucy into a mushroom. And here we go. Oh, I forgot to show you one more thing too. Let's get this part done. So we're building the mushroom stem right now. A little bit more, getting pretty damn close to that flame. There we go. I'm going to park that in there so I know where it's at. I know they should have named it Vader. Would have been good. Ruben, have a good night. Thank you for hanging out. Yeah, if you want to see the wolf, you can go check out, it is on thefieryguy.com. Okay, let's add in the white. So we're going to add, yeah. We're going to add a little touch of white, then the uranium. Okay, there's the white. Then we're going to add uranium in there. That should create a different separation in here. I'm hoping it does. We'll have two different versions to judge it by. All right, we got to pull this super thin right now to make little mushroom dots. There we are. Ruben, I appreciate you hanging out. This goes for everybody on here. If you are hanging out on my channel, I really appreciate you hanging out with me. Even the trolls, I appreciate you. As long as you don't attack children, we're good. Attack children, we got a problem. You attack children, we got a malfunction. All right, so we're going to add in the mushroom cap. Little bit of uranium. So this is actual uranium glass. Tomorrow, I'm thinking of doing something with the uranium glass I have from the 1940s. So I have uranium glass from like 1936 to 1940-ish range. So I'm thinking of doing something with that tomorrow night, kind of like a retro project. I'll show you a little bit of what it looks like. It's not as bright as modern day uranium like we have now, but it still glows and it's pretty awesome. Old Yuri, thank you for becoming a spark. Thank you. You guys are making my night. Crow, what's up? Thank you for the jewels. All right, so we're gonna, it doesn't look normal right now. Okay, we got to definitely fix that. All right, we're gonna meld all this in and make it into a mushroom. You have some old pieces? Yeah, this is raw uranium. So the raw tubing from 1930s to 40s. And it's one of the ways you can tell is the tubing size is in standard American sizes. So the person that had it, that I got it from, said it must be a off batch 16 millimeter. And I was like, why? He's like, because it's not 16 millimeters, but it's really close. And then I got the tubing and I was like, that's because this is really old. This was before they used the metric system. So Pyrex in its infancy for making lab glass was all in American sizes, like 1/2 inch, 5/16, 9/16, I said 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch. They were all in American standard size. They didn't have metric. All right, so we're going to flatten this out. All right, we definitely have to pull that stem down a little bit. It's kind of looks like a thumbtack and not a mushroom right now. So let me finish this mushroom and I'll show you part of the old stock uranium. I have like 40 pounds of it, so I got a lot. And here we go. We're going to add little dots. Dot, dot, dot. All right, we got all the little dots on there. And then we'll do the side view as well. Losing my voice. All right, before we get too far, I'll show you side view, what I'm looking at here, because we can definitely get a little more detail on it. So right there, you can see that it doesn't look like a mushroom stem right now. It has very thick part at the base. So it's not rocking that mushroom look. So we want to change that up, and we're going to add a little punty rod here. Somewhere before we add the hook, and we're going to change that stem to make it look like an actual mushroom. What kind of mushroom? Kinda. So we got to just heat it there, pull it, and make the other end kind of bubbly. Got to really taper this down. And there we go. Here we are. little bit more. Yeah, we definitely have to do some microsurgery on this. It needs a facelift. Time to call out Dr. J. All this for a little tiny mushroom. Can you believe that? So I'm going to try this the old school method. All right. So let's do side view. So the old school method is right now we don't have that really good mushroom cap. Now I could heat it up, slam it into the marble mold and kind of create it. But I'm going to try heating right underneath that cap where the color is ending, the greenish color. And we're going to try and do a manual drip method, if you will. I don't like saying that because it sounds like an STD, but you know, we're going to try that drip method. Go really old school. Yeah, it's not quite getting there, so we're going to have to go use the mold. There we are. Yeah. It just wasn't, I think the white that I put underneath it was stopping it from getting in that position. So now we got Captain Mushroom back. So there we are. Now we have that much better mushroom look to it. See how it looks more mushroomy? Definitely a better move there. Okay, so we got to put a tiny little hook on it and call it done on this. Little baby hook. There. And I think we're good on this. So now we have the mushroom going. It looks much better that way. Little baby mushroom. Good night, just call me Hope. All right, so I'll show you the uranium glass from the 1940s we're going to use maybe tomorrow. Let me finish this off real quick and we'll grab that glass. So this is uranium glass from the 40s or 30s, somewhere in the 30s to 40s, the raw tubing. Now you can see it has a little bit of a glow there. Black light here, there. And that is the uranium tubing. But compared to a piece of modern uranium, this is just a scrap piece. We'll put it right there. You can definitely see the intensity difference right there. Now, granted, this is solid as well versus hollow. But yeah, you can definitely see the intensity levels are changing there. But it's still uranium tubing. It's still very cool. We'll figure something fun to do with it. And yeah, there we go. Turn it to a lightsaber. Oh, that would be kind of cool. That's what we should do. We should turn it to a damn lightsaber. That would be fun. All the rods are hollow. They're both hollow and solid. They are both. They're definitely both. All right. I am going to call it a night tonight. Thank you for helping celebrate my birthday. I appreciate it. It's been a yeah, it definitely Boro. I almost said funderful. It's been a wonderful evening. And I appreciate y'all. Thank you for hanging out with me. And same bat time, same bat channel tomorrow. And I will see you all in the evening.